Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Inspiration Nation team call. It's my pleasure to introduce Melody Ryba, who is the team leader here. She, along with Scott, are our Black Diamonds, and we're here to let you know about the Life Mechanics event that just happened last weekend. What an event. So awesome. So many pops. It was like champagne bottles going off all over the room. It was extra special and wonderful. And to have Melody and Scott there was just icing on the cake. Robert and Bill Ebert gave us so much information. And today we're going to pass a little bit of that on to you. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to our host and leader, Melody Ryba.
Thank you so much, Doug. And I just want to say, everybody, thank you for joining us for the Team Inspiration Call. Doug, I'm going to mute you out there. Get rid of that feedback. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thursdays is one of my favorite days. It's the day that we all get together as a team to get to know one another, to recognize those who are doing an amazing job. And today is very, very special because we get to share our experience with the Life Mechanics event in Billings, Montana with you. And we've got Nancy here with us, who is there and also had a great experience. We may have other people pop in as they become free. It's been a crazy time, crazy busy since we're back. And, you know, we've all gotten to work. We're going to work here, and it's so important for you to realize how important these events are. They are so empowering. They're so you know, I hate using that term life-changing because people just throw it around so easily, but it was literally life-changing. I know I said that about the LA event, but I'm going to repeat it here for the Billings event. Bill and Robert put some incredible information together that, you know, the way that they teach it, the way that they deliver it to us, it really makes you think. And it could be the simplest statement, but it's very, very powerful if you take that and apply it to your life. So we're really excited to be here. Also, Thursdays help make it one of my favorite days because we've got the live pro show tonight, and super excited about that. So make sure that you're checking your email to get that link to be able to attend that tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll remind you again later. At this time, I kind of want to toss it back to Doug. We've all been kind of chatting about what we got out of the Life Mechanics event, and so many things that are just so incredible. And Doug and I know you and I were talking earlier, and you have something. You're a big fan of Bill Ebert's life hacks, right? They're incredible. Bill Ebert is just such a genius of a professor. He's so amazing with the information that he knows and how much he's worked on himself and how much he studies and how he delivers it to us. So, Doug, would you like to share something about Bill's life hacks with everybody?
Yes, I'd like you to. The event started off with Bill up in front of us, and he started it right off with life hack number 107. And I'm going to start it off with that, and then I'm going to pass it back to Melody, and she can expound on it because she does that well. And so life hack 107 was our temporary self is making all the wrong decisions. So by investing in your future person, and our future person is the person with the dreams and the why. By investing in the future person, it's a quicker way to accomplish and live life to a fuller you. So I'll let Melody expound on that a little bit.
Well, the future, our future self. And so, if you think about it, and I know Robert has said this in the past, and I know I've heard Bill talk about this, but that really talking to your future self, doing those things that make a difference to your future self. So many times we prioritize things completely wrong. You know, we think, oh, and we get so caught up in what we think we need to do now. But if you talk to your future self, if you look to your future self and you think about what are those things that are really going to make a difference to my future self, my future, my goals, the things that I'm reaching towards, right? That's when things kind of went into a different perspective for me, and then of course Bill started talking about something that was very empowering for me. And I know I've heard him say it before, but for some reason this time it held so much more weight, and that was painting your life amazing. That you are in control of what your life is going to be, what it can be. You have the power. And I know I shared this on a hangout with Rob last night, but for those of you who have missed it, I want to share again. You are the author, the painter, the artist of what your life can become. And just knowing that I have the power, I'm empowered to make my life what I want it to be. Not what somebody tells me I'm allowed to be, or what somebody tells me I can do, but I have the power to paint my life the way I want it to be. And nobody else is in control of that. And it's not only something that I want to embrace, but it's something that is just incredible if you think about it. Totally incredible. Painting your story and using nothing from the past, but looking towards your future. What do you want? What do you want for your life now, but what do you want for your life in the future? And being able to be in control of your destiny. Bill also said something that was pretty awesome, and that was if you're not living your life like a 5-year-old feeding ducks, you know, with that enthusiasm, that excitement, you're not living your life. You know, it's so important to be enthusiastic and excited about life, and you know, that was kind of a little gauge for me. If I'm not like a 5-year-old feeding ducks, or whatever it is that excites you, then you're not living your life to its fullest, to your fullest potential when it comes to your happiness, which was really, really great. I'm going to ask Nancy, what did you take away from this event?
Well, thanks everybody for having me on. I got an echo.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to mute myself. I just want to say first, thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us. And it was such a pleasure to be able to get to know more about you and that special bond that everybody that attended got. So thank you so much for being here. I'm really blessed by your friendship. I'm going to mute myself so you can talk.
Okay. All right, well, thank you, Melody. I was delighted to get to meet you because I've seen you on other Hangouts, and to see your energy and to just be a part of the whole event was awesome. I think the energy and the communication, the connection that we had in the room was very powerful to me. I've been on a lot of Hangouts. I've listened to Robert and Bill, and I love what they teach, and I know it's changing me, but being in the room is just a step above. And I am so glad I made the effort to go to Billings and to experience all that. I think the thing that I take away from it is I'm probably not the person that I thought I was. And that's kind of hard. I mean, that's kind of a brutal reminder. I think when he was doing the fisherman character, it was like, wow. I mean, I could find people in my life that were like that, but I could also identify with me being that person as well. And so it's just that personal development, that's you becoming the person you want to become, just like you had said earlier, Melody. We're painting our lives, we're painting our futures, and all that we can learn is so beneficial. And being in the room and hearing these guys, feeling the emotion that they portray, which sometimes isn't in the Hangouts, is powerful. So it was an awesome time.
Thank you, Nancy, for sharing. Can I ask you, Nancy, would you find it valuable? Do you see power in attending another Life Mechanics event?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. I'm planning for another one. I'm just not sure where it would be. It would probably be sometime in the new year, although Charlotte is on my mind. You know, never know how things will work out there. So yes, definitely I will go again.
Excellent. I look forward to seeing you there. I look forward to spending more time getting to know you and being able to do these Hangouts. Is really, really great. Technology is so amazing because even though we've got so many miles between us, we have the power to be able to be face-to-face. And, you know, guys, if you're not using technology to build your relationships, to getting people to know, like, and trust you, you really need to be doing that. I really encourage you to do that. It made a big difference for me, and I'm so glad I get to see Nancy face-to-face again, even though we're so far apart. So thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us. And feel free, you know, if you have anything you want to chime in on this, you know, please go ahead and unmute yourself and feel free to do that. Oops, I muted myself. Okay, at this time I want to go over to Scott Kloster. Scott, you traveled with us all the way to Billings, Montana, in the back seat of the car. It was such a joy to have you with us. And I know we were at the LA event together too. Can I ask you, which event did you have a favorite, or was it different for you, and what was the greatest thing that you took away from the Billings, Montana event?
Yeah. Well, first off, I learned that there was a lot of road out there. That was like the #1 thing. I'm like, wow, there's so much road. But we saw we went to Bear World. That was awesome. We got to see some bears, and it was pretty awesome. But I would say I really enjoyed this one over LA. I just don't know what it was. He did those characters, and I really resonated with the hockey player, and, you know, trying to, you know, I got out of it basically, I know it's been told before, but what people want, instead of you being, hey, I want to hit triple diamond. How am I going to be able to get there? But you have to go out there and really care about the person and know what they want. So I really got, you know, out of this event. Like, you really got to sit down and you know, you can ask people what they want, but they really got to dig deep inside. And it's not just, I want to quit my job. It's how much you want to make. How much, you know, you really got to really listen to what the people are saying, and that's really what resonated with me in this event. You know, it's been told before, but Robert, really, it just like synced in my head this time. It's like, you got to know what you want, and that's what really I took out of the event. So.
Well, thank you, Scott. What was your favorite character from this event?
Definitely the hockey player. I really enjoyed the hockey player. So,
why is that?
I don't know, it just resonated with me. It's like I'm trying to take shots, you know, but I'm not trying to help my people as much as I'm trying to get there. That's what really I got out of it. So.
Right. For those of you who didn't see any video clip from the hockey player, Robert was dressed up as a hockey player. He was wearing a USA jersey from Team Miracle, and the analogy that he used was pretty incredible, because, you know, he was talking about how we take shots on goal, right? How we're trying to hit our goals, how we're trying to, and how there's a goalie there trying to deflect us, people that are there trying to keep us from getting our goals. Wow. I have a lot of those people in my life. How about you? Yeah? And then he talked about the power and how even in all professional sports, how they keep stats on people and their assists. And I thought, I want to assist so many people in hitting their goals. And my assist is going to matter. It's not so much about my goals. It's about helping other people hit their goals, and how powerful it is to have a teammate who's on your side when you've got that goalie trying to, those naysayers, those disbelievers, trying to keep you from scoring. So, it really just enhanced what we view as teamwork for me. And that was pretty incredible. Go ahead, Doug.
So they were talking about make your dreams and your why so big, so bold that your family, your friends, everybody do try to stop you. Because with your goals that outrageous, there's no way they're going to be able to hold you back.
Right. If your goal is big enough, and this is something else he said, and I don't know, I never caught this before, but if you know what your goal is and you go out there and you tell people, this is what I'm going to achieve, this is what I'm going to do, you go out there and you share it with people, because then it kind of holds you accountable, right? And if your dream is so big, so outlandish for people to go, you're never going to do that, then your dream, your why is big enough, right? Then your goal is big enough. But if, it's just like, hey, I'm going to get a new car. Not necessarily new, but I'm going to get a new car. It's like, big deal. But if you say, hey, I'm going to go buy a Rolls-Royce Ghost, I mean, you might not like a Ghost for yourself, but if you say something big like that and you tell the world, or I'm going to change my zip code to this other zip code, and they're going to go, you're never going to be able to do that. And let that drive you, let that push you towards it, instead of feeling so discouraged. So, how Bill was talking about those disses, Doug, that we were talking about earlier, those people, the disbelievers. But to really let that push you and drive you, even if it's just now your goal is just to prove them all wrong, right? So, Rebecca, I see you popped on with us, and I'm so glad. Do you have anything? Would you like to share with us? I don't know if you have the ability to have your mic turned on, but Rebecca, I got to know Rebecca a little better, and we've been friends for a long time, and we got to chat face to face, and another blessing, just another blessing, and so glad to get to know this lady. Rebecca, can you share with us what you took? What was the biggest thing you took from the Life Mechanics event? Can you unmute yourself? No? Okay, well, if you figure it out and you decide you want to, just go ahead and do that.
She on her phone?
I'm not sure. But I just want everybody to see this is Rebecca. She's part of our team. She's such a lovely lady. Oh, there she went. And I didn't mean to scare you away, Rebecca. Come back. The best part about this business is the people. The people that have been brought into my life. It's been truly incredible. And I've got some of the best relationships in my life from the people that I've met. So really good. Anybody want to say anything else? Want to add anything? We've got about 10 minutes. I want to share a couple of things that we took away from the event. Doug, do you want to talk about the fishermen a little bit?
Okay, give me 1 second to run forward to those. I was just looking at those notes. The fisherman was Bobby the fisherman. That was Robert, and came out and he talked about having to have the right pole, you know, the right company and the right rod to cast out, and what you wanted to catch and what a lot of people were catching, you know, and you know, there's a lot of people out there that like to teach people how to fish, and the object is to fish every day and to get more fish, you know, and you could change your location or your bait, you know, but you still need to cast that rod out there and fish, 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 you know. It'd be nice to know where all the fish are, but, you know, still going to have to cast your line out there and have the right equipment. And then there's going to be different things that you catch, you know. You're going to catch chickens, you know, people who are scared to talk to their friends or have a chicken list that they'll never call, or they just you know, they just squawk at you every time they're on the phone. And then there's babies, you know, babies, you can catch babies, they're cute, but you know, they whine at you and they make messes and they can't get out of their own way. And then there's skunks. You know, you can catch a skunk and, you know, skunks just they just stink up the area. They don't know what they're doing, you know, and then there's, you know, you can catch a hammer. A hammer is a steelhead. You know, you can't get it through their head. They know it all. They're unteachable. And then, oh yeah, you can catch the turd. You know, the nice, cuddly, comfortable turd. You know.
I think you're going to have to see the video to be able to understand all of this.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. And there was also the snakes. Remember the snakes?
The snakes, but the real ones that you want to catch, those are the starfish. You know, and the starfish is, you know, who's teaching you? You know, they go through your warm market. You know, they completely go through their warm market without you asking a word. You know, they know what to do. They're motivated. They drive nice cars. They like praise and recognition. That's who you want to hook up with, is those starfish. So start asking people who get results to get results. That's what you're going to have to do. And yeah, every one of Robert's characters just have so much meaning, and I get so many different pops out of each one that, like I say, it's just, yeah, I thought LA was great, but Billings was a whole nother world, and to be in Robert's backyard, it was just extra special.
I agree. We got to spend some really incredible time with not only Robert and Bill, but Maria and Terry, and, you know, getting to know people and spending time with Rob. And if you guys want to hear Rob's take from the Life Mechanics event, you know, shoot me a message and I'll send you the link of that. He did a great Google Hangout yesterday sharing his take, and it's so important. It's so important for you guys to understand. There is frozen. Okay, I guess I froze there for a second. There's nothing like a live event. You know, even when we're talking about unlimited profits in the trainings and the live events throughout the week, there is a big difference from watching that event live and watching the recording. Huge difference. This is so much more powerful when you can attend the event live. And I'll tell you the difference. And I think I've only shared this with one person, and somebody once said my story is not my own, so I'm going to share this with you guys. That was Robert who told me that, by the way. When I went to the LA event, the LA Life Mechanics event, it was so very emotional for me. And many, Scott, Doug, so many of you that were there know that, Melody kind of lost it a couple of times. The pops were so big and explosive in my head that some of those realizations, some of the things that when Robert would point out, I realized that's me, that's what I'm doing, and that's what's holding me back from achieving my why. My why of making sure my children will always be taken care of. That's why I do this, and there is nothing more important to me than that. That's why I do what I do. And, all along the way, going through the Unlimited Profits training, learning from Robert to do my best to duplicate what he does, because he says, do what I do and get the results that I got. During the LA event, it was so emotional because I was able to kind of look inside myself, and it wasn't pretty. There was a lot of broken things when I was able to look inside and see all those broken pieces. That hurt. It was hard. It was like, man, I'm more broken than I thought. And here I've been working on myself, and I'm more broken than I thought. Then I went to the Montana event, because I've been working on myself ever since. But at the Montana event in Billings, when I would reflect inside, I started to see some of those pieces that have been put back together. And so it was emotional in a different way for me. But to know that learning from Bill and from Robert Hollis Jr., who's just so patient with me, and so many others, and even Matthew, when he shares, there's just so much that when we really open ourselves up to learn from somebody else, to find a mentor and take advantage of that, to duplicate somebody who is having success and see the results of all those pieces inside me being put back together. And one day that vessel will be complete. All those pieces will be made whole again, and I'll be able to pour that out onto others. And that's what I look to do, and that's what I'm getting from these events, from their trainings, from their mentoring. So does anybody want to add anything to that? Go ahead, Nancy.
All right. I think in the live event, we really get to see how much they really care about this project and this legacy that they are building. And you feel the emotion in them as they see changes in us. And when we can see the changes that are necessary, that really affects them. And they are delighted with that, because that is what this is about. And I personally had a personal one-on-one with both Robert and with Bill. I figured it was there, and they were offering that to me, and that's pretty special to be, right across the table or right beside that person that I would like to become like, or what I would like to learn. I want to learn from them. So taking that advantage, taking that opportunity was really huge. It really does, even different than listening to them at the front of the room, but that personal time was very awesome, and something that is, like I said, not duplicatable by the hangout, but even though that is very special as well. But I agree with you, Melody. You see things in yourself, and you're going, oh, well, there's only the best way is to go up then from there and mend those pieces. So thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And that's true. When we see them speak on, I'm trying to watch the time here, when we see them speak on the videos, and many of us have said this, you know, it seems like they're just talking to us, and Robert's got an incredible gift of that, where it just seems like he's talking to me when I watch those videos, and I know many of you felt the same way, but when you see them live, you can see in the expressions, you can see in even how choked up they get when they're sharing their own stories and things that they've experienced. It's not only just heartwarming, but it's incredible to know that you have somebody who really cares about your success and helping you get there, and is willing to share what they know, because they don't have to. I mean, they have success. They could just kick back and keep all of this information for themselves, like so many successful people do. But they just continue to pour it out to us. And, you know, I just can't. There was nothing we, Nancy and Rebecca and Scott and Doug, hi Rob, and nothing that Rob even can say that can even come close to letting you know what we really experienced, how powerful this event was. Would you agree with me, Rob?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. It's you can get the information, but you don't get the information. And there's something about being in the room. There's something about being in that energy that that really kind of helps to bring a different level to it. As part, I guess if it's a testimonial for it or whatever, as soon as we got back from LA, that experience was so powerful to me. The first thing I did when I got home is upgraded to VIP status for GoPro because of that same concept, because I'm already in the room, but there's something about being in with the VIP, how they think, how they work, and that energy in that space out of 8,000 people that is powerful. And I wanted to be a part of that.
Right. One of the most important things that we learned from Robert and Bill is that we must invest into ourselves. We must invest. I mean, here we're saying we've got this why, we need to do this, we need that. We find so many people that are in desperate situations, myself included. I was there. And yet we're not willing to invest time or money into ourselves, into our own future, but then we want somebody like Robert to reach his hand out to us and help. Why would somebody do that? And that's one of the biggest things I had to learn was don't put myself out there for people who are not willing to participate in their own rescue. And I mentioned earlier, Rob, that you did a Google Hangout yesterday, and I got the pleasure to spend some time with my buddy. And it was a fabulous hangout. If you guys want to see that, you really got to check out Rob and see what he experienced. But Rob, I'm going to ask you, and even if it's a duplication of what you said yesterday, what is the greatest thing you took away from this event?
The single greatest thing, wow. It's really the people. I mean, it really, truly is. I said this yesterday. I said this on all the hangouts after LA. Is Eric Worre always says the best thing about this profession is the people that you meet along the way, and that truly is the case. You know, it's like I got to meet and know you guys better, you and Scott and Doug. Nancy this time around, which was wonderful to sit there across the space from her. But also, and Lisa Norman. I've known Lisa for a better part of a year, and I've never met her face to face until now. So, and then, you know, plus all the other people that I didn't even know that I was going to meet when I went there. But yeah, you got in investing. The very first step, and Melody knows this. Like I don't mince a lot of words. So I'm going to be real here for everybody, is the very first step you need to make is making a decision that this is a business for you. And if it is a business, you have to invest in the business. You have to invest in yourself. You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes, and I get why people do it, and what I'm trying to do is trying to get you to look at the world in a different way by saying this. And that is that you need to look at it as I need to invest first, and I'm going to get my money back afterwards, and then some through hard work and through focused work, through working with my mentors. Not the other way around, because if you constantly wait till you have the money to make the money, it's probably not happening. It's not. It's a different mindset. It's hard for people. I get it. We're not brought up that way. And I'm just lucky that I've been involved in business for the better part of 15 years now. So I'm willing to put myself out there. Yeah, it's you got to be able to do that. Just like you put yourself out there emotionally prospecting, you have to, make your decision. Make the decision that it's going to be a business for you. Make your decision that that you're worth it, that your kids are worth it. It's whatever your why is, that your why is worth it. And maybe your why isn't you. No pun intended there, your Y-O-U. But maybe it isn't you, but maybe it's your kids. Maybe, oh my God, actually, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about Robert does these game plans that are unlike anything you've ever seen unless you've been there or you've seen the video. And he did the game plan with Jenny, I believe her name was, and her why, she had trouble attaching a why to herself. But as soon as her kids were mentioned, she lit up like a Christmas tree. And even more than that, one of her kids at 7 or 8 years old, maybe 9, is well on his way to becoming an Olympic champion. And that was her why, was to see him standing on the gold medal podium at the Olympics. That's powerful for me. I can only begin to imagine what it's like for her. But anyways, with that, I will relinquish the floor.
Well, Rob, I'm so glad you got to pop on with us. I know you've been really busy, and like I said yesterday on the Hangout, I just cherish you. Love you, love you, love you. You're such a blessing to us. And oh, by the way, while I have you here, Doug says, yeah, Sunday breakfast, that's great. So we'll talk about that. There's so much that we took away from this event, and I wish that I could share it all with you, and I do plan on bringing some of the things that we learned to you, but guys, I can't stress to you enough how important it is for you to start spending time working on you, and no better way than to find a mentor or mentors who have had success and start learning to do what they do. I also want to remind everybody that tonight is the Pro Show. Yay! 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check your email for the link. Does anybody want to add anything before we say goodbye here?
Yeah, one of the things that they taught us about going to these events is that they say when you take your notes like you're going to teach somebody, because you learn the best when you teach it. And these notes we take are going to change people's lives. They're going to change people's lives in ways where there's going to be so much money coming in that they won't know what to spend it on.
Exactly. And one of the first things Bill shared with us, and I think I said this on your Hangout yesterday, Rob, was you learn, like Doug said, you learn best when you teach it. So you learn, absorb, and apply it to your life. Learn, absorb, and apply it to your life. And another thing I want to caution you guys, I'm going to share something else too that Rob kind of put me on the spot yesterday. So, Rob, I'm going to ask you to pop out with that today, okay? Because we got to make this public. We're going to make this public, and I know I've got a lot of you guys supporting me here. But one of the things I want to caution you guys on first is if you are comfortable where you're at, I mean, yeah, you want things to be different. Yeah, maybe you'd like to retire your spouse or whatever. But if you are comfortable and that change never happens, you're wasting your time here. You will never, never, never achieve what you desire, what you tell us you desire, if you are too comfortable there, if it's going to be okay if things don't change. So we need to find what's going to create that sense of urgency. I'm going to throw this back to you, Rob. Help me out here, buddy.
Cool. Yeah. Actually, I want to add to that real quick a little bit. So the key mistake that people make in personal growth is they stuff their brain full of ideas and never do anything with it. It's that last point that Melody said, apply. If you never apply it, it doesn't do you or anybody a bit of good. So you're better off to learn a little bit and find a way, to use a Tony Robbins term, find a strategy, whether with you, with a coach, with your mentor, find a strategy of how to apply that in your life. And that could be something specific to the company you're in. It could be something specific to just your life and your family. It really, truly helps. But, so the reason that we're here at this point is that Melody came up to me, and I don't know if you call it a confession. I think I would call it a commitment. She made a commitment to me. Basically, as we all know, we've heard junior and senior at different times refer to Melody in a very wonderful way, a very loving way, calling her the mother of UP. And it's a wonderful compliment. I don't think any of us knows anybody that has a bigger heart than Melody has. I don't think I've ever seen it in my life, and I love her to death for it. And part of the reason why I'm so bonded with her is because we bond here. I know that. We're bonded at the heart level. That being said, Melody made a commitment to me that she is no longer going to own that title. She wants to absolve herself of that title, because if you dig into what that means, a mother does anything and everything for her children. And you really can't be that way in this business. You can care about people, you can love people, but you gotta have strong boundaries. And that's Melody's commitment to herself and to you guys. It's the best metaphor I can think of is, think of a bird, a mother bird. When her babies are ready to fly, she kicks them out of the nest. It's very similar to that, but it's going to start from the beginning, right, Melody? Yeah. Yeah. It's got to start there. It's got to be something that, she's going to need all of your support in it. It's like, you don't give her a hard time if she says, you know what, you got to figure it out yourself. I can't help you with that, but you know what? That answer's in the pro videos, and that answer's in the diamond training. Say, you know what? You're right. I'm going to go do it. That's how you can best support Melody in this effort. And if you find her doing it, call her out on it. Be loving, be nice, be compassionate about it, but call her out on it. So that's it. It's like, as Eric Warre, as senior says, say yes, tell the world. That's what I'm doing for Melody today, is I'm telling the world. And now we're going to help her figure it out. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Rob. And really, it was a very, it was a great, tender title. But then I realized I'm not only taking away from my children by being this mother figure, but I'm kind of holding you guys back. I'm cheating you in getting the best results you can get. So we're going to point more. Looking for people who are willing to kind of try to find answers for yourself. All the answers. We've got everything we need in the back office there within the training. It doesn't mean I'm not going to be here to support you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to love you. And that will never change. But it's just about time some of us grow up and start learning to be able to teach others, looking for those answers, being self-reliant. We're looking for people like that to work with, right? Right? So, anyways, I want to thank you, Doug. I want to thank you, Nancy, Rebecca, for popping on with us, Scott, and my dear buddy Rob, and everybody that really supported us and followed us through our journey to the Billings, Montana event with Life Mechanics. Guys, you got to get to the next event. You have to get to the event. You're only handicapping yourself if you don't. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your time. This is Team Inspiration Nation. We're here every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. God bless.